Welcome to NT Coins World, where we dive deep into the fascinating history, design, and values of coins from around the world. Today, we'll be looking closely at 5 different Lincoln pennies from the 1977D, 1981, 1985, 1988D, and 1992D mintings. Each of these pennies has a unique story and different qualities that make them valuable to collectors. So if you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about these vintage coins, stay tuned for a detailed breakdown of what makes each of these coins worth collecting. 1977D Lincoln Penny. The 1977D Lincoln Penny is a classic coin minted in Denver, signified by the D mint mark on the obverse side. This coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, featuring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, on its obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design was introduced in 1959, replacing the wheat ears reverse and celebrating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Historical context. The 1970s in America was a time of economic change, with inflation impacting the value of the penny itself. This era marked a period when the penny's copper composition was significant, with these coins primarily minted from 95% copper and 5% zinc. By 1982, the cost of copper had risen so much that the U.S. Mint shifted to a predominantly zinc composition, making pennies like the 1977D among the last of the high copper era coins. Design features. The obverse of the 1977D penny features Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which had been used since the coin's introduction in 1909. The reverse depicts the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparro, which showcases the central statue of Lincoln if you look closely under magnification. Mintage and rarity. The 1977D penny had a mintage of over 4.1 billion, making it one of the more common Lincoln pennies. High mintage numbers mean that uncirculated examples are relatively accessible, though finding one in pristine condition can still be a challenge due to age and circulation wear. Market value. In circulated condition, the 1977D penny is generally valued at face value. However, coins in higher grades, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can command prices of a few dollars each. Proofs and high-grade examples in MS67 or above can be particularly valuable due to the preservation of details and luster. Errors and collector interest. Errors on the 1977D penny are of significant interest to collectors. Known errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and doubled dies. A doubled die obverse or reverse, where details appear doubled due to a minting error, can be especially sought after. Collectors prize these unique flaws as they make a standard issue coin truly one of a kind. 1981 Lincoln Penny. The 1981 Lincoln Penny is another fascinating coin with historical significance. It was minted during the final years before the U.S. Mint switched from copper to zinc, making this one of the last full copper pennies. Historical context. The early 1980s were marked by high inflation and a resulting increase in copper prices. The production cost of copper pennies had started to approach and even exceed their face value, prompting the U.S. Mint to consider alternative materials. Design features. The design of the 1981 Lincoln penny is identical to earlier Lincoln Memorial cents, with Brenner's portrayal of Lincoln on the obverse and Gasparro's memorial design on the reverse. The coin carries the inscriptions "In God We Trust Liberty" and the date on the obverse, while the reverse has E pluribus unum above the Lincoln Memorial and United States of America around the rim. Mintage and rarity. Over 7.4 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in 1981, which makes this a very common coin. Because of the high mintage, uncirculated examples are relatively easy to find, though coins in high-grade MS68 or above are scarce and prized by collectors. Market value. A 1981 Lincoln penny in circulated condition is usually worth only its face value. However, coins in high uncirculated grades, particularly MS66 and higher, can fetch premiums, with prices often between a few dollars and up to $50 for the highest grades. Proof examples are also available and generally valued higher than standard coins. Errors and collector interest. The 1981 Lincoln penny has several known errors that attract collector interest. Common errors include off-center strikes, filled dies, and double die reverses. Coins with doubling on the date or lettering are especially appealing to collectors due to their rarity and distinctiveness. These error coins can often command prices much higher than their face value. 1985 Lincoln Penny. The 1985 Lincoln Penny was produced at a time when copper-based pennies were still being phased out. By this time, the majority of pennies were already being produced with a copper-coated zinc core. Historical context. 1985 was the third full year of the copper-coated zinc penny. This shift in metal composition was part of the U.S. Mint's response to the high cost of copper, which had led to changes in the penny's composition beginning in 1982. Design features. The Nährchip, like its predecessors, the 1985 penny displays Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design had become iconic, symbolizing both Lincoln's legacy and the memorial's national significance. Mintage and rarity. Over 5.6 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in 1985, making this another common issue. High-grade uncirculated examples can be challenging to find due to the zinc core's tendency to corrode over time, so well-preserved 1985 pennies are valued by collectors. Market value. In general, circulated 1985 pennies hold only face value, while uncirculated coins in MS65 or higher grades can range from a few dollars to over $100 for the highest MS67 or MS68 grades. Proof versions are also available and are particularly desirable when they display a cameo effect. Errors and collector interest. The 1985 penny has some notable errors, including doubled dies, especially on the reverse, and striking anomalies such as off-center strikes or filled dies. These error pennies, especially those with clear doubling or other unusual characteristics, are valuable and sought after in the numismatic community. 1988 D Lincoln penny. The 1988 D Lincoln penny is notable for being part of the zinc era. By this time, pennies had a copper-plated zinc core, and the Denver Mint produced a large quantity of these coins. Historical context. The 1988 penny represents the end of an era for Lincoln Memorial cents, which would undergo slight design modifications by 1989. This year is remembered by collectors for the transition in die design, specifically the slight design alterations on Lincoln's portrait. Design features. The design on the 1988 D penny features Lincoln's bust on the obverse, along with the date, and mint mark D. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, with its intricate columns representing the U.S. Mintage and rarity. Around 5.3 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in 1988 at the Denver Mint. High-grade examples are valuable, as the zinc core often affected the long-term appearance and condition of the coins. Market value. In circulated condition, the 1988 D penny is worth its face value, but in MS65 or higher, these coins can reach several dollars. MS67 examples can be quite valuable, with prices exceeding $50 in some cases. Errors and collector interest. Errors on the 1988 D Lincoln penny include doubled dies and die cracks. Additionally, some examples show transitions in the obverse design, especially in the lettering and spacing. Collectors value these error pennies highly due to the unique characteristics each era introduces. 1992 D Lincoln penny. The 1992 D penny is particularly intriguing due to a famous variety known as the close AM era, which has made this otherwise common penny a prized find for collectors. Historical context. 1992 was a transitional year for the Lincoln penny, as the Mint made slight adjustments to its dies in preparation for new designs in the following decade. These changes led to rare varieties that have become highly collectible. Design features. The obverse shows Lincoln's portrait with the D Mint mark and the date. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial and the familiar inscriptions. The close M era is notable, as it caused the letters A and M in America to appear closer than intended. Mintage and rarity. Over 4.6 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in Denver in 1992. The standard 1992 D penny is common, but the close M variety is exceptionally rare and highly sought after. Market value. In circulated grades, the 1992 D penny generally holds face value. However, a close M example can fetch thousands of dollars, even in circulated condition, due to its rarity. Errors and collector interest. The close M variety is the most famous error associated with the 1992 D penny, making it a coin every collector dreams of finding. This rare error significantly boosts the value of an otherwise common penny and is considered a holy grail among Lincoln cent enthusiasts. Thank you for watching NT Coins World. I hope you enjoyed this in-depth look at these unique Lincoln pennies. Each coin we discussed today offers a glimpse into American history, and these coins are fascinating for collectors of all.